Evergrande sounds like a great ocean liner, right? Like the Titanic. And actually, that's exactly where I'm going with this week's update. Evergrande, those of you who are watching the news may know, is a Chinese company, a property development company, and they are finding themselves in a Titanic like situation in that they're a sinking ship. It came out a few weeks ago that they are $300 billion in debt. For comparison, that is equal to 2% of China's annual economic output. So we're talking about a giant number here, and they don't really know how they're going to get to pay it back. This is a giant company within China's second largest property developer. And to give you a sense of how big property development in China is, between 2011 and 2013, China used more cement than was used in the US in the entire 20th century. That is how fast and how big they are building. And this company is one of the leaders in that space. Well, right now they've built a lot of buildings, but they're sitting half finished because this funding is now drying up as they're not able to satisfy their creditors. Okay, why am I talking about this? We don't live in China. Why is this affecting us? Well, actually, this company is so large that the news about them potentially defaulting rippled its way through the global economy and even our market, and it actually contributed to the September slide in our stock market. Let's talk about what the effects long term might be, though, because I think there was a lot of noise at the beginning, and this may have a more placid ending. So, first off, it's a company that is having trouble paying its creditors. Some of those creditors are non Chinese companies that exist around the world, including America. That's why there's a global ripple effect. Some people will call it a economic contagion in this, pandemic world that we're living in. So what the worry is that this instability in this company spreads throughout other companies and we get ourselves a financial crisis. Well, it does not seem like that is going to happen based on what we know. It does seem likely that the Chinese government is going to step in and bail this company out, perhaps selling it off for parts, but that would allow some of the creditors at least to be repaid in some form. There is some theories that the Chinese government will help repay the Chinese companies that have invested in this company, but not really care that much about the global investment. We don't know that. That's just speculation, and we're going to have to wait and see because not in control of that. But bottom line is, this is one story of a company that ultimately got too big for its britches, and that's something we experienced here in the US in 2008. But it does not seem like we are in for a 2008-like situation in China, which would, in theory, ripple throughout the world. It seems like this may be a company that needs bailing out, but not one that is going to start a global financial pandemic. And that was the worry when the news came out. So obviously, we're going to be watching the situation closely, but if you've heard the words Evergrande in the news lately, now you have a little bit more context.